Hey guys, Happy New Year. 2023 is already so great, so abundant, so much flourishing, so much love, so much alignment and clarity. Wow, this already feels like the best year yet. And I could say this because at the time I'm recording this, I'm in Bali. And let's see where most of you are from, all around the world. But from California, where I'm originally from, technically I'm in the future. So yeah, for those of you that are in 2022 still, the journey ahead is bright. And now I just got back to my villa in Umalas in Canggu area from Ubud. I was in Ubud the past couple of nights. Just took a beautiful kind of bungalow, classic Joglo Bali style hotel one night and the Joglo style the next night. And kind of just going into the jungle, like finishing the year in the jungle and starting the year in the jungle. And Ubud is so powerful. Like, I mean, this Bali itself is so magnetic. It's really incredible how she has a way, like Mama Bali, she has a way of giving you exactly what you need when you need it, and bringing you who you need when you need them, in order for our souls to expand and grow and learn and heal. And it's been so profound when you're kind of just like, I'm always in the flow. So for me, it's just surrendering in the moment, and just like, I had thoughts about staying here in Canggu for New Year's because I have friends all around here, but it was like, okay, let me stay here, stay for the party here. And I was so happy to go into Ubud and just be in the dense jungles there. And still there was a friend who had a beautiful celebration, just really beautiful medicine songs and the fire and tea house, and just really kind of allowing this to be the first kind of imprint in the new year. I think this is so important. For me, at least, it was really important to close the year in a space that I feel, nourished, like where I can breathe and supported as well. And to begin with also the same, with whatever I'm calling in for this new year. Community, there's so many things. Like, I really was feeling, so back to like the intention of start closing the cycle of one. We can call it the year, but like we go through life cycles every day, every month, every year, these stages in life over years. And I think it's so important that we create the space for us to integrate, and so we can close one chapter with intention. Because oftentimes what happens is, if we aren't conscious and consciously, intentionally kind of returning to a space to close it, like to close that chapter, to have closure, it can leak into the next cycle. And this is basically like this kind of subconscious patterning that goes on and that is creating life. It can feel like a sort of ongoing behavioral patterning, but really at the core of it, it's just you not not being intentional or conscious, making conscious what is wanting to be made conscious. So yeah, I mean, this year I really feel like this is a year that everything that I say for years that I want to do, it's happening. Like, this is the best year yet. It's like little things that I'm like, okay, I and a lot of things now are coming to fruition. Like, since I arrived to Bali, my intention actually this time coming back to Bali, because I just now, me coming back here now, it's January 1st of 2023. Wow. This coming here, I came back to kind of, because I was in California for the past 3 years, and before I came back to California in 2020, before I got stuck there, I had like four years I was living in Bali. So not only was I left everything in my villa, like everything was open and like left as is. I didn't, close this kind of, it was there. And so it was there for 3 years. Like, my roommate just was so beautiful to kind of intentionally pack these things and put it in storage. But I mean, I didn't have this closure with that previous cycle of all my previous years in Bali and being there. And then coming back here now, it was like this whole other cycle from the past 3 years, from 2020 on to now. So it was 2020, 2021, and 2022. That was a whole 3-year cycle that I was also needing to process to come back to Bali after these 3 years. And my whole intention was really to consciously come back to these things and, take this closure and intentionally close the door, whether it be like purging this stuff, these clothes. But now that I've been here, and I mean, maybe the clothes and things, it's just stuff. Like, maybe this is just an excuse for me to be here, because I since I've been here now, it's been so profoundly awakening in ways that I can't even imagine. I'm like, okay, the clothes was the thing that really pulled me here. But I mean, I felt pulled and I followed that, but I've been wanting to come back here and consciously kind of tie up those ends that I left completely wide open when I left in 2020. So, because it was taking up space. And it was taking up space when I was in that cycle, emotionally, mentally, physically, like it was taking up space. So this is why it's so important to close, consciously close cycles. New Year being one, as an example, because if we don't, that energy is gonna carry with us into that new cycle. And you don't want to be in that looping, because then you're going to be, that old energy is in this new energy, and it's almost like fear, because it's like, why are you still holding on to this old when you can experience tenfold times greater by letting go and just completely stepping into the new cycle. But I mean, I get it, because it's easier said than done. There's lots of change is, I mean, to me, I think growth is like I think like we either evolve and we change, or we die. Like, to me, it's everything. It's one of my values, is just this kind of growth, like development. So that's an important piece into changing these patterns and behaviors, and like feeling safe, and also trusting yourself that it is safe for you to let go, because only your mind can see what you're maybe gonna lose, but it can't see what you're gonna gain. And because you make space by letting go of the purging that old stuff from, and not taking it with you into the next container, into the new year, into the new cycle, you create space. It's like you cleaned your plate off. It's like, okay, Bia, I'm serving dinner. I have this beautiful meal, and I mean, it's like breakfast time, right? So, you know, you have this beautiful breakfast, all these fruits, and you know, like it's not all finished, and then it's like, okay, it's time for dinner, or for lunch or dinner, and essentially you want to start with a clean plate, because, you know, like this is important. Like you can't really have your fruits mixing with your noodles. I mean, you could, but like it's not really ideal, and I'm super weird about mixing fruits. So fruits and grains, or don't mix fruits. Like, keep your fruits solo, keep your melons solo, keep your sweet fruits separate from your citrus fruits. Like, you know, like this is a thing. This is called food combining. So you can look into it. It basically just is about digestion, and like how different foods digest longer than others. Fruits being the quickest to digest because they're like 90% water. But it just is, it gives your body a break when you are eating, because the digestion is fire. It's like working for you all day. You have like, your digestion is like little workers in there, like all day long. Every time you consume something, they're working, like even when at night, when you're sleeping, they're working. So to give your digestion a break, to give them like a little time off, keep your food separate, you know, like don't mix fruit with rice or noodles, or bread, or, you know, this type of thing, because the fruit is the stomach produces different acids as well, like to break it down, and like what breaks down fruit is different than what breaks down rice. And if you combine it, like this rice is not going to digest for a few hours, and the fruit will. So the fruit just going to kind of be like sitting there, like rotting in your stomach, or the other way around, like the food that takes longer to digest will stay there. And I found for myself, it's just better to separate them. And it's like, take space. Like each thing is like a meditation. Like I have this sun-dried tomatoes. I love sun-dried tomatoes. I was just eating these on some nice baked rosemary crackers. I just got them at the supermarket. And sauerkraut. I love it so much. Look at this curry sauerkraut. Indian curry sauerkraut. I make this myself usually. I actually have a head of cabbage in the fridge now, and it's so easy. I will make a video. The next video I will do a sauerkraut with you guys. It's super simple. All it requires is cabbage and salt, and you need your hands to put some work in. So, and a jar, of course, to let it ferment. So yeah, that's kind of my download for the day. It's January 1st. Wow, 2023. Here, we made it, guys. We made it. We've come a long way. It's just beginning. So see you. Thank you for joining me. Eat your probiotics, your fermented foods. It's really important for your gut. Good microbiome. Happy gut, happy life. Sun-dried tomatoes. And yes, all the things that bring you joy. Consume more of that. See you.